Alright, first things first, you're going to want to turn your... Keep watching. Like, Hey guys, today we're going to be installing this steering wheel into this car. Alright, let's get into it. First things first, what you're going to want to do is turn your ignition on and turn the steering wheel right hand down 90 degrees. So it's up and down like that so you can get to the access holes. And then what we'll do, we'll go disconnect the battery and make sure you disconnect the battery. Alright, so what you're going to want to do is grab your 10mm socket and your ratchet and jump up the front and disconnect your battery. Come on, let's go. Now the battery's disconnected, we'll go ahead and grab a 7mm socket and we will remove the steering column housing. You got your 7mm? Alright, now you've got those bolts out, you literally just pull up here, separate all that, drop that down, disconnect your starter button, and then we should be good. Then what you got to do, you got to get your flat blade screwdriver in the little access holes. There'll be a little pin that you push up on the top and bottom, which is on either side of the steering wheel. And as you do that, you pull that side of your horn, you pop it out, and then you just got your couple of wiring connectors that you just need to disconnect. Then you'll have your airbag wire. You just got to pop that out with the screwdrivers, pop the orange tab up, and that will just pull off. Your airbag is free, and then you just got this little connector in here, which is your main wiring harness, which you just have to disconnect as well. And then to get your main harness out, you just got to slide your screwdriver in there, pop the tab over, and literally that will just pop straight out. Now that you've got all that out, grab your ratchet and your T50 Torx bit and you can get to the main bolt that's located in the center of the steering wheel. Now that you've got that out, you can gently pull the steering wheel. Just guide your yellow airbag cable just so it doesn't get caught on anything or tangled. And she's all out. And now what you're going to want to do, just grab your T15 Torx bit and you're just going to want to disassemble the inside with all of your wiring, buttons, etc. so that you can chuck it into your new steering wheel. Right, now flip your steering wheel over so you can access the Phillips screws on the back, so you can get this back surround off, so that way you can get access to all of your buttons and whatnot. Shit.
Just break it.
As you're pulling this off, you'll see there's hooks. Whoops, screws going everywhere. There's hooks inside of here holding the wiring harness in. Just as you're pulling it out, just make sure you unhook that wiring so you don't rip any of it out.
Like Jack just
Yeah, don't lose all your screws like I just did either. Now what you want to do is you want to lift off this front fascia so that you can get access to all of your buttons, and that way you're able to chuck them in to the new fascia if you got the optional carbon fibre one like we did. If not, you just chuck this center straight into your new one. Alright, once you've got those couple of little screws out, your buttons will literally just push out from the back. And then again, just be careful when you're pulling your wiring out, you don't reef it and tear it out of the back of the connectors. Literally pop that out. And there's your buttons. That's your old fascia, if you got the other one. And then time to put the buttons in the new fascia. On the back of your surround, you have two lugs like there. When you've done that, push them into there and it'll pop in. And your back surround will be secured on there and you're good to start screwing your screws back down. Now that you've got all your buttons and everything back in there, all your fascias and stuff screwed back on, just make sure that you've got your wiring hooked behind those clips in there with the pink pen, just to obviously make sure that nothing gets tangled and whatnot. You definitely don't want anything getting tangled in there. Alright, so let's chuck it in, eh? Ensure that you put the steering wheel back on the exact same way that you pulled it off, otherwise you're going to be going straight and your steering wheel will be on all sorts of angles. What are we up to? Just be sure when you chuck your bolt back in, you put a bit more Loctite on the bolt, just so you don't have any dramas down the road and your steering wheel coming loose. Alright, so what you want to do is grab your airbag, plug it back in, make sure you push that orange tab back down, make sure it clicks twice, and then get your horn and connect it back up. And then once you've got that connected back up, literally just grab your airbag. You'll feel it where it wants to seat in there, and just, you'll feel it click back in. Make sure you hear 2 clicks, because that's both of the pins locking it back in. Once you've got that airbag clipped back in, it's pretty much just a matter of putting everything back together. Just make sure that you do clip your starter button back in, otherwise you will have dramas trying to start the car. Now that everything inside's done, grab your 10mm and connect your battery back up. We cannot thank the team enough from Rangermods. This has to be hands down the best looking steering wheel you could put in this car. Be sure to jump over and check out their freshly launched new website, check them out on all socials, and grab yourself one of these beauties today.